Hey, Tyler Perry here, and I gotta tell you, the only thing better than Sisters is what's happening behind the scenes of Sisters. Cass and I are getting together to talk all about it.
Let me tell you about the come up, TP.
The characters, the storylines, and all the juicy details that never make it to the screen. Let's take a look at the Zatima journey. You hear my thoughts?
Oh, Lord, Black Twitter.
Your thoughts. Does money make a man attractive? We're gonna get real, y'all. Grab your strongest drink.
The Tyler Perry Show, Wednesday.
All right, Sisters fans. So it was brought to my attention that there was an extended trailer for the upcoming fan event. I'm sorry, my brain kind of... I had like a brain fart there because I'm like, wait a minute, is it tomorrow night? Because I forgot it was Tuesday. For a second, I thought it was Monday. But basically, you just saw the extended trailer, and this one has me even more excited because, like I said recently online and in videos, Sisters is a show where it's frustrating at times, but it's still a show that breeds conversation. Hence why the Sisters Facebook page has almost 300,000 members. Because even though there might be, I think it's safe to say that amongst all the storylines in the show, there are maybe one to, and I'm stretching it here, maybe 1 to 3 storylines that fans actually care about. Whereas the majority of the cast character moments or storylines are repetitive and stale. But the show breeds conversation. And honestly, I think out of all of Tyler Perry's current shows, Sisters is definitely the show that I feel could benefit from the Tyler Perry show, in the fact that it's almost like a, I don't even want to say a talk show so much as a in-person discussion with the viewers along with the cast. Because I feel like this promo, you know, when Tyler Perry broke it down, we're going to have behind the scenes chats about the characters, the storylines, all the things that don't make it to the big screen. Let's take a look at the Zatima journey, you know, the fact that the crowd went wild over that. And then I love it. I think he was pulling up some tweets and whatnot, and you know, it was like, oh Lord, Black Twitter, because I don't tweet as much live as I used to, but I will say that tweeting live during Sisters is definitely a blast. And then Tyler asked the question, does money make a man attractive? And then finally, he's like, grab your strongest drink. Because remember, this event was a chat with the cast, with cocktails in the cast. And this is a great thing. I mean, Tyler, I'm just throwing it out there. This is the kind of thing fans want more of. I mean, sure, do one for the Oval and some of your other shows in the near future, but I think Sisters is definitely the show that's going to benefit from this format. Because let's say, for example, we don't know when season 4... Oh yeah, I need to put this out there. I was incorrect. Somebody actually mentioned this in one of my videos. I said that a couple episodes into season 2, they renewed it for season 3. I was wrong. It was during the second or third episode of the back half of season 2 when that aired that they announced season 3. My bad. So it's possible that when season 3 comes back from hiatus for the back half, we might get the announcement of season 4. But what I think could be great, and I said this before, a lot of fans have said the same, this fan event could be kind of like the fuel for season 4 material. Like 3 seasons in, Tyler decides to sit down with the cast and fans. They have in-depth discussion, and that could possibly determine where the story goes, you know, in season 4, if there is a season 4. And this goes back to the whole thing where, when you really think about it, I'm not saying there's going to be like plagiarism and stealing here, but this is almost like the writer's room that people have always said Tyler Perry needed. A group of fans who know this series inside and out, who can give insightful perspectives about the characters and where they've gone, how they started, and where they're at. I feel like it goes without saying there's probably going to be some people who will dog Tyler Perry about, well, Andy, about the storyline of, you know, her being so ditzy and stupid. But I feel like this might be like the haves and the have-nots reunion special, where the questions that people, I feel like this is what could really make this special stand out from the haves and the have-nots one, aside from Tyler being there and everything. Fans and I'm not saying attacking the cast or Tyler, but fans asking the hard-hitting questions like, hey, Tyler, how long are we going to do this Andy Gary thing? When is Andy going to open her eyes? And, you know, I mean, yeah, there are men and women who are, like, delusional and whatnot, but the representation of black women, I wonder how deep we're really going to go. That's honestly the thing I'm most interested in seeing in this talk show. And it's a damn shame it's only an hour long when it was a 4-hour filming session, because like I mentioned earlier, Tyler said we're going to talk about all the things that don't make it to the big screen, but that just makes me wonder, well, damn, this special is only an hour long. How much of it that was recorded was cut out? Like I said, there could be some juicy questions that don't make the televised version because it might have been too, you know, hardcore. But then again, the I guess you could say the form you had to fill out and email in, I think in that I don't remember. I remember sending an email. I knew I couldn't qualify because I wasn't vaccinated, but I just sent an email just to kind of prove I'm a super fan. So I never heard anything back though, sadly, but whatever. Basically, it was like, you know, why do you like what? No, I think the main question was what makes you a super fan, and that was pretty much it. But I'm very interested to see how things are going to turn out. I love this extended trailer. Like I said, I feel like based on how well this is received, I would love for Tyler to do more of this in the future. Maybe, I don't know how many of the male characters were there. I know on Instagram, Preston, I think Gary was there. I don't know about like Maurice or Calvin or Maurice, Calvin, Jacoby, Zach. Like, maybe there'll be a male version of this talk show where it's like, okay, well, I don't know. Well, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. It's early in the morning. I don't know if any of the male characters will come out on stage, or if this one's just focused on the sisters. And I mean, maybe he could do another one, but this time it's going to be the male characters. I think that would be a great dynamic because of the fact that it will really show that this show, I don't care if you're male, female, or whatever you identify as, or if you're straight, or if you're gay, if you're married, if you're single, I'm living proof that I'm a person who was reluctant to review this series because as a man, it's like, what could I say about a female-driven show? But I've learned a lot from having great conversations with fans in regards to certain storylines, real-life relationship experience, and whatnot. So I feel like this, I know this is a weird comparison, but it reminds me of Taylor Swift music, you know, when she first came out. I feel like you look at her concerts, you know, obviously you listen to the lyrics and you looked at Taylor, how she looked in her age. It's like, oh yeah, she's definitely a teen demographic, but teenage girl demographic. But when you look at the archive footage from concerts and everything, there are like grown men singing the songs. So it's like, it's for everybody. I feel like Sisters is for everybody. Yes, I'm not saying the show is perfect. Well, no, I'm not saying the show is perfect. No, I'm not saying that there aren't annoying characters who be written better, but I feel the premise of the show is definitely one that could be something like, you know, go past the current cast. Oh, like, wait, kind of like The Oval, when I did the video about multiple presidents taking the, you know, White House, and then like The Oval could evolve into a new cast of characters surrounding the new president. Sisters, in a sense, could kind of do the same thing where, okay, we got this group of sisters, but I don't want the show to go on so long that they become stale characters. You could always get another group of females and still call the show Sisters. Just saying. I'm not saying get rid of the current cast, but a lot of people I've noticed in the comment section on some of my videos I posted recently, even in the Sisters Facebook group, posting things, it's like, there are certain characters, it's like, I get the cast, you know, obviously they must be wonderful to work with if Tyler kept them around so long, but it doesn't make sense for some of these characters to still be around if it's like, okay, how long are we going to see Sabrina and Calvin doing this back and forth, or how long we're going to see Danny and Preston do this? Maybe you can rotate the cast a little bit, where if a certain romantic interest doesn't work out, let's move on to the next one, because it just, I see why some people feel, it's kind of not a good representation or sheds, a image of black women in a positive way, because it just shows indecisiveness and, backstabbing and stuff like that. So I really would like to see, what if there was a guy that maybe two of the girls liked at the same time? It would have been interesting to have that perspective. So maybe, who knows? Like I said, I know I'm kind of rambling at the mouth about a 30-second promo, but you just never know. So I'll save my thoughts unless some other random news comes up between now and tomorrow night. But thanks so much for tuning in. What did you think of the extended promo? And heck, if I'm able to talk this much about an extended promo, I wonder how much I'm going to say after the actual show airs. So thanks so much for tuning in. And if you were actually at the filming of the special, let me know.